Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Alan here. Today I'm fishing at a venue in South Wales called Ogmore Deeps. It's between Porthcawl and Barry, just outside the village of Ogmore by Sea. And as you can see, it's a rock mark. It's low tide. Low tide was quarter to 7 and it's now 7:30. So it's a neat tide. High tide is 1 o'clock, so I'm going to fish the tide up. It's quite a large rock ledge here, lots of anglers coming and fishing. I normally fish right down the far end there, but there's somebody fishing there at the moment. So I'm going to try a new mark here that I haven't personally fished before, and we'll see how we go. It's Thursday, the 21st of July. It's obviously sunny, bright, no wind really. No surf or swell, which is great here because it's a venue you just got to be a little bit careful on. It's a neap tide, so you have to be very careful on the bigger tides because the sea comes up quite strong, and obviously the swell can give you a problem if you're unawares. There's large sandbanks out in the channel here that disrupt the weather and the tide a little bit, but yeah, just be careful if you come here on a bigger tide. So as I say, normally this time of year, well, when I fished a couple of months ago, a lot of dogfish. I caught a nice turbot, about 1.75 pounds. I've had obviously smoothhounds here before. Since I've been fishing back at since COVID, I haven't caught any rays, so hopefully I'd like to try and get a ray today if I could. If I don't, I don't. And I've had some nice conger here as well, up to about £10. So I'll come back to you once I'm set up. So baited up the first rod now. I'm going to just put that out. Got a chunk of bluey on here on a pulley pennel. There's a little gully that runs here in front of me, sand in front, so hopefully we can get this casted straight and we can start fishing. Going to be fishing 2 rods today, and probably using up and over on the other rod. I'll get that set up in a minute. With the quality of the fish that can be here, always set your drag. Smoothhounds, pretty vicious bite if they're around, so make sure your drag is set. You don't want to be losing your rod over the edge. And it's going to be a warm day, I think, today. Sun is up. It's 10 to 8 now, so it's going to be a hot day. Important to take on lots of fluids, particularly if the fish are busy. You tend to lose track of time a little bit. So just remember to drink plenty. I always leave a drink in the car, so that when I get back to the vehicle after a walk, it's quite a bit of a strenuous walk, about 3/4 of a kilometre back up. You've got quite a steep slope to get back up to the car park here. So just I always find it wise to leave a drink in the car so that I've got something to go back to if I've drunk all my liquids on the mark. Beautiful spot here. Not sure what bird that is up there. Runners, lots of walkers, lots of people going by, very busy, very pretty. Obviously, fantastic coastline. You've got Southern Down Beach, just the next one down, and then I think round the corner there you've got Monk Nash. That's a good fishing mark, beach low water mark, and then you've got Witches Point. So lots of good fishing marks here, sort of towards the east, towards Cardiff, and then obviously towards west. where I've never really fished this part of the coast towards west, towards Porthcawl, so something to give it a go over the next 12 months or so. So rigs today, I'm fishing up and over on a pulley. Just run through the rig here. Got an up and over rig here. Fishing probably a 6-ounce lead there. See how it slides, and then when it's laid out in the tide, the hook length lays below the weight in the current. When clipped up, difficult to do this and film at the same time. Basically, the rig clips up, so you get a streamlined rig here on the top of the weight there, clips on the little device there, and you can see on the top you have a little genie link there with a see that where the line clips over, and when it releases, everything falls out. Fishing 2.0s, probably 3-4 foot, 3 foot trace there maybe. So that's the up and over rig. And so for the pulley pennel, similar sort of setup. Again, got a breakaway imp here at the bottom where the bottom hook of the pennel clips in. I should have said of fishing probably an 80-pound trace here, and then we go up to the little runner there that connects onto the link on the main line on the leader, and then you come down here. Again, when she hits the water, the pressure of the water releases the imp, and there you go, the bait will swing freely in the tide. I'm fishing Varivas yellow 25-pound line on my rods. Quite a heavy line, but then you can get some quite sizable fish here. Pen 525 mags, so Varivas 25-pound. I got a Daiwa tournament rod here, the red one, and a Daiwa Saltus 14-foot rod, the grey one, and then I got an 80-pound shock leader. First cast is still out. It's going to be a really hot, warm day, I think. Again, a few more anglers have turned up, so plenty of people fishing. Hopefully that's a good sign that stuff is being caught here. And as you can see, the tide is coming in, and even though there is no wind, I talked a little bit about the swell. You can see how on a moderately flat, calm day with virtually no wind, there's quite a swell actually now just bursting across the rocks here. Must be some sort of limestone formations here. Got some fantastic coastal features. Southern Down Beach has got a nice car park that's lovely to walk on, and also round towards Monknash as well. You can park up in the farmer's field there, and you can walk down, lovely walk down to Monknash Beach, down a little wooded river valley, and you can see the sort of coastline that we have here in the Ogmore area. that bait's been in the water for about 45 minutes. Nothing's happened to it really. There's no crab action that I can see here, and really have I actually seen it on the handful of occasions that I fished here. So I've just put out another up and over with squid and mackerel, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm not the most patient of people, so I've put a third rod out, a little scratching rig on it, little Portsmouth rig. So that's got a hook above the weight and a hook below the weight. It's a Penn Rampage 13 foot with a old Ambassador 6500C. Still got the Reeva's 25-pound line and 80-pound leader, but a smaller weight to 4 ounce weight. So first cast, just a little tiny bits of mackerel on the hooks, and Sod's Law says I get a bite straight away on that one. So we'll see how that develops. Other two rods very quiet. Second casts are out. It's 9:20. They've been soaking for probably 20-30 minutes now. No action there. So we'll see. Still plenty of time. High water is 1 o'clock, and I think the tide's about 2.6 metre low, 8 metre high. So we've got a just over 5 and a bit metre rise. So about 16 to 18 foot rise. And well, we'll see how we go as fishing hopefully will turn on at some point. Quite bright. The sun is in and out of the clouds a little bit at the moment, so that helps a little bit, so it's not stiflingly hot. I thought earlier on it was going to be pretty bad because there was no cloud, but the cloud is starting to come in, so that makes it a little bit better. But in the Bristol Channel here, even down this side, the water is still still quite dirty. So how much light actually gets through to the sea floor, I don't know. Anyway, let's see if this bite develops. If not, come back to you later. Well, typical, not filming, very quiet. Had a cracking bite. I've got a little small-eyed ray, I think. He's probably 2 or 3 pounds. I'm gonna probably embarrass myself now and say that's my first ever small-eyed ray off the shore. Lovely fight. I think they come up quite quick on the surface. I've seen videos of them, and he's caught them up and over, and with a bluey bait. So I'll get him unhooked and get him back in the water. So yeah, that was a nice small-eyed ray. As I took bluey on an up and over rig. Good, very positive bite. I didn't really want to let it settle too much, but and get the camera on just in case. I don't really like to deep hook them fish. So yeah, that's made my day actually. First one I've ever caught since I've returned to fishing. When I did a lot of my younger fishing in Pembrokeshire, small-eyed rays weren't really a feature over there. I think they're quite common here. So yeah, I'm chuffed. And just winding this one in and changing the bait. There we are, untouched on the mackerel there. I'm now going to put on a peeler crab. A few more people have come, fishing quite close. Sea's got a lot of colour in it, as you can see, and it's coming in probably 2.5 hours to high tide. Just a single peeler crab here. See how that goes. So yeah, about 10:30 now. Single peeler, 2.5 hours to high tide. Hopefully we can get a couple more. I'm not the biggest caster in the world, but hopefully it shows that even with a moderate cast, if you've got good bait, good tackle, even with a modest cast, you can generally pick something. You can generally pick something up. Bait today I've got from Simon Davis at Baits for You Limited, and it just the other side of Chepstow there in Sedbury. Simon has an online business. You can contact him on Facebook. So Baits for You Limited. So he's given me the peeler crab, squid, mackerel and bluey today. One of the things I forgot today was my long handled net. You are fishing quite a way up, yeah, particularly at low water. Yes, it's a neap tide, but for that ray I had about half tide. I probably had a 20-foot haul up to get the fish to the rocks. There's no real landing areas here. I suppose I could get down over there, but I feel a little bit wary clambering with rod in hand. So just something to think about when you're fishing here, is really about how you access the water to get your fish, not only to land them but also to return them. Maybe I probably could, if I get a decent fish, you can probably walk to the left there and see you've got some lower access points there. It's always worthwhile thinking about that when you're fishing, particularly a new mark, is really to see, well, how do I, if I catch something, how do I get it in, and how do I get it back in the water. More anglers arriving, jamming in. So it's pretty congested here now on the mark. Nobody fishing to the right of me, which is nice. I try to pick spots such that people can't actually fish near me on one side, either because there's a feature like an inlet or a gully, or some other feature. So here I suppose someone could get in there, but actually in front of that point there's a large expanse of flat rock, so might be a bit snaggy. Whereas where I was, or where I'm fishing, sorry, is a nice little inlet. There's the inshore lifeboat. Looked like they were doing an exercise down by Southern Down. Not actively rescuing anyone by the looks of things. It's nice to see them out and about. Those people who fall in will get washed in or get cut off by the tide, which is probably quite frequent around here because of the nature of the coastline. So just going to bait up, show you what I do. Just going to a piece of mackerel here, pennel, trying to flip it through. Catch it on the back, and pull that in, and then I'm just going to wrap a squid on a where's my elastic? Here we go. Just wrap on a squid, a very small squid actually. I don't like to use too much elastic. That's enough for me. I'll just trim that off a bit. And then on the pulley, top hook, a couple of turns, pull them in, and then there we are. That's so I bait up typically, not particularly tidy, but catches me the odd fish. Well, it's 1 o'clock, high tide, and it's been very quiet. Just the one fish, the small-eyed ray, around about 10 past 10 this morning. Other than that, nothing, no bites really. Baits have been pretty much untouched, not even any crabs. It's very hot again, the cloud cover is gone, so it's probably not the best conditions, and probably going to fish for a couple more hours with the tide turn. There's not really a lot of tidal pull, or there certainly hasn't been much pull that I've noticed on the tide coming in. And as you can see, the tide is up quite a way, so this is an 8-metre tide on the Port Call scale, probably another couple of meters, and then you'd be thinking about fishing somewhere else. So on a 10-metre tide, for example, you probably with any degree of swell, there's probably waves are going to be up and over the flats here, so you just have to be careful, as I said earlier, when you're fishing this mark. Lots of people still here, haven't really seen anything being caught, and lots of walkers enjoying the lovely views on the coastline. Dogs, and I saw a lady swimming off that point earlier on, very brave. She got in, I saw her come out, so that's a good thing. It's a glorious day. Shame the fishing is quiet. I fished about 2 months ago, and pretty much here, although I was fishing far down the end there, I was pretty much getting a dogfish every cast, as were other people who were fishing. Oop, there's a bite. I haven't said that. Saw one of the rods jump there. Yeah, so not even any dogfish, which is unusual, I suppose. Anyway, we'll see if that bite develops, and we'll come back to you. Got a bite here on the right hand rod. Oh, I've got my trace wrapped on my foot. Just cast this one out actually. There's something there. Very shy bite, whatever it is. Not the fierce rattle that I had this morning on the ray. This looked a little bit more like maybe a dogfish or something. There we are. Got something on there. Oh. bad boy, that is. I think there's a rock ledge there on the right hand side. I'll just see if that can swim out. Cast a little bit to the right. Oh, it doesn't want to come out. Let's just walk it around a bit. See if maybe a different angle might do something. That's pretty solid. Okay, I think I'm just going to leave that for 5 minutes, see if that comes out, and come back. Otherwise it's pull for a break, unfortunately. Well, I pulled for a break and it actually came free. Bit of luck. Not sure what it is. Oh, it's a dog. Oh no, it's a conger. There we are. Well, it's been a bit of a battle today for a small, tiny conger, but different species, maybe about a pound and a half, so not too bad. Just unhook him and I'll put him back. It wasn't deeply hooked, so you can go back to hopefully swim another day. Let's try and get close. There we go. And he's off straight down. He didn't hang around, which is good to see. One of the things I'm 55 years old, maybe not so sure on my feet. I do wear Rockhopper boots, which give me more grip. You can hear obviously the metal studs on the rocks. Gives me a very sure grip. I know it's not wet or weedy here today, but basically the metal spikes there, if you can see them, get into the little bit on the surface and give you a very secure footing, which when you're on rocks or on weed is a great benefit. In terms of what did what did I have him on? Sorry, this trace here. There we go. This was an up and over. It's made a bit of a mess of it. Oh, look at this. Basically, looks like mackerel. Bit of mackerel there, mackerel and squid on a pulley pennel he took. Well, there we are. Fish number 2. Well, that's the end of the session. It's packed up about 3 o'clock, so fished for 7 until 3 basically. So what's that, 8 hours, 5 hours up, a couple of hours down. So just the 2 fish to show for it, small-eyed ray and a small conger reel. But a lovely day, and pretty much everybody's had the same. I think really not a lot of fish caught. Everybody who was fishing has gone, so it's been a tough day I think at the deeps for everybody, but a lovely day. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like and please subscribe. Hopefully I'll be putting up some videos 2-3 a month on my channel. Thanks for watching me today at Fishing A.T. Thanks a lot. Bye now.